This video is gonna be sweet.
I bet you won't.
Borderline, man, that was it for me. Like, it's crazy. Every teammate was cool. Like, you'd go in, there'd be sick music rocking. Like, that was just like the jam back then, man.
Their whole vibe was grungy, dirty, we don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? That's what it was. And if you didn't like it, you could go shop somewhere else, and they didn't care. They were like so about their own scene, like, and if you didn't care about it, it was like, whatever, we don't care either. It had its own thing, you know what I mean? You went there not because it was a clean, fresh shop, just because it was a dope feel, you know, a dope scene.
Yeah.
You could go there and see, you know, those dudes that were ripping on the mountain the day before, or the homies that were killing it at the skate park, supporting local riders and to, like, stimulate the scene, you know? That's what Borderline was about. It's just so crazy how many people came out and, like, supported Borderline. It was unreal, dude. And, like, you don't see that anymore. But I know there's more skaters and snowboarders now than there was back then. But it was just like they had such a strong following and a local presence. Like, everybody wanted to be a part of it, you know?
I mean, Borderline was, like, at its peak of, like, having that dope local scene when it was, like, 7, 8 years into it, you know what I mean? It takes time to, like, get people hyped, and then I think a lot of it had to do with the dope Borderline videos every year, making movies and having premieres.
JB Deuce, Jason Borstead, Jesse Burtner, they made dope videos, and they were fun too. Like, I mean, Borstead was always doing some ridiculous skits, you know? The guy was hilarious, regardless of what you want to say about him. He's a cool dude.
Picking me up all the time in his freaking Mercedes, balling out. Burton Snowboards Pro. It was a big deal. I remember when I first met Borstead, I was like, whoa, dude, this guy's in movies and shit, but he was really cool. So we'd go around and film, and everybody knew about Borderline back then. Even if you weren't a skater, like, even all the jocks that I went to school with, like, respected that shit. I don't know, it felt really good. And so, yeah, that was, like, a moment, you know, where you feel like you're, like, a part of something. And, you know, they were doing a lot of local stuff, like, they were in charge of snowboard camp. They were putting on events. They, like, pretty much built the Girdwood skate park, you know? So there's a lot that comes with not just having the shop and, like, a central location, like, where you're doing stuff like this, but you gotta, like, give back to the community too. And that's what Borderline did really strongly for, you know, their first 7, 8 years, you know? And then I feel like when I started coming onto it, it's like right when it started to just go downhill. And like I said, Liska was just like, I'm going surfing, peace. Well, that's what it seemed like to me from my perspective anyway. And everybody kind of split and went their own ways. All the team members kind of moved away, so it kind of lost, like, its core, you know what I mean? And then there wasn't enough, like, backing it to keep it going, really, like, financially, and I don't know. I kind of just fell apart. It sucked. I remember the last day that I worked there, Liska was just like, all right, this is it. We're done after this, like, take what you need. He, like, let us take some boards and some shoes and stuff, and then he was, like, selling everything else. But there was, like, no forewarning. Like, we knew it was coming, but he didn't say, like, a couple weeks before, like, all right, we're gonna close down on this day. It was, like, just that day, like, this is it.
And then after it went out, it was just like the soul of skating in Alaska kind of died until Zach's came. That was a big deal.
That whole time period where there was no shop totally sucked. It was weird, because there was, like, Zoomies, you know? You could go get a board, and they had everything you needed, but there wasn't, like, I don't know, it was random. You go to the parks, it's just random kids, all these, I don't know, there wasn't a backbone to the skate community, you know what I mean? So it was weird. I felt like hella solo. Like, I skated with the same people I skate with now, but, like, there was no, it's really weird to describe it. There was, like, something was missing, you know what I mean? So we were all just skating for fun, obviously, and we still do. But now that, like, there's a shop around, you feel like you have a lot better chance to, like, you know, promote what you love. A lot of the guys that I filmed with were, like, snowboarders just trying to get skate footage for their video. And it's, like, a little different because the love wasn't really there, you know what I mean? Like, the caring, like, of, like, getting the right shot, you know? It's just like, we got it, all right, good, I'm gonna throw it in the video.
A local shop plays, that's like the roots of, like, a tree. Like, if you don't have somewhere to, like, go back on, like a team is like a family. And, like, if you don't have one of those, then you're kind of just on your own. I don't know, Zach's, after Borderline and GMB and DSL and all them went out, there's, like, a dry streak, and, like, nobody really skated until like when Zach's popped up, like everybody started skating again.
Zach had been going to school in New York forever, like living there for like 10 years. Every time he'd come back around to Anchorage to visit, to ride, see family, like even when Borderline was around, he still like couldn't really get what he wanted, you know what I mean? Nobody really carried the high-end gear. Zach had like really high standards. He wanted like the best of the best, you know what I mean?
Things and people started to come together, and it's still a growing thing. Like, we're still building our staff and building the right key people, but the timing is just perfect.
He moved back after he was done with school, brought Caroline with him. They freaking bought out this building and gutted it and made the most legit shop I've ever seen.
I know that when he started the business here, he wanted to keep it a clean shop. Like, he didn't want a lot of, he just didn't want it to look junky or dirty, and he wanted it to look very welcoming, like, because we're in the heart of downtown.
It had to be downtown. It had to be, you know, where all the action is, you know what I mean?
We are the best. We don't try. We just are. But it's easy because we have such a good crew. They know their products, they know their brands, they stand behind it, and we get recognized for that. And so we're bringing good stuff to the shop, to the people who can't find it anywhere else in town. So
Zach's accommodates real skateboarding. It's not fake. The people that work there are not fake. The type of skateboarding that they want to see from the kids that ride for that shop is not fake. There's nothing about Zach's that is fake.
I've seen Zach do some of the craziest stuff ever, like freeboarding up in Potter Valley. Some of the scariest stuff I've ever done, and he had total confidence, like it was no issue at all. Like we were going like 35, 40 miles an hour down this hillside, sketchy road, and the dude's got a cigarette in his mouth looking back at me like, you know, where you at, man? Come on. So basically what I've come to understand, because I wasn't there personally, but I've heard, is that he was just getting off work, and he was riding his skateboard home, and a homie pulled up, and he wanted to get a sketch like we've all done before, I'm sure. You know, you hang onto the back of a vehicle while it's moving and cruise with it, you know, for a second. And so they were behind the shop on 3rd Avenue, and he was cruising, and, you know, you can't really see the ground when you're doing that because you're right behind a moving car. You know, you can only see, like, what's right underneath you. And apparently, I guess there was some debris in the road or some rocks, or there's a bunch of holes in that road, too. I don't know, sketchy ground. And he hit something, and it sent him flying straight to his head, and that's all it really took. Like, he wasn't scared of stuff. So to hear that had happened was just, like, crazy, man. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, he must have been, you know, needed somewhere else or in some other realm, you know, like, because that's just so random and such a fluke.
he knew who he was working with, and he knew the talents behind the people involved. So being at the shop with all those guys are an extension of his dream, because he made it happen and he pulled in the right people. And so I get to see that every day. I get to see Zach every day.
It's gonna take time to really like put it out there, like, yo, we're here to stay. Like, we're doing this. Like, you want to be a part of it or you don't. Like, it's gonna take a little time, but we're getting there. Stimulating that scene, making that vibe again, you know. And especially after this video comes out, man.
Yeah, it's like the old throwback guys. It's such a good mix of guys, man. It's like the throwback guys and the new guys. And when those styles mesh, it's just like crazy, man. And everybody's got their own like ridiculous thing about them. I don't know, it's gonna be hilarious.
Get out of the damn town, please. Oh! I'll behave.
Alright, we're good. Alright, so basically what happened today was...
So like, it's gonna be a lot crazier of a video than you've seen in the past out of like Anchorage local skaters. It's getting tech, it's getting gnarly. Like kids like Shay and CJ like have no fear, you know what I mean? They're just throwing down music. And my little brother, dude, Sam's just crazy. So there's gonna be a lot of gaps, and there's gonna be a lot of tech, because these kids are getting super tech in the skate park too. So I'm hyped to see how people dig it.
I don't know, everyone's like my my brother. Like, I don't know, they're all like my little homies, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm like the oldest skater kind of in the crew, so I'm like a mentor or like a positive influence or whatever, which is like it's different than before because I was just a little wrong before, so now I'm seeing the other side of the spectrum, you know?
Like when it started flipping, you notice it, because like kids will come up to you and they'll be like, hey, and you're just like, oh, I don't know, like I was you. It's nuts. I don't know, man. I still do it today. Like I catch myself going up to like, even Will. Will's still one of my biggest like idols, dude. Since like a little guy, knee-high to a duck, for sure.
When I found out about Zach's and started hanging out with the Zach's crew, which is now the Street Gang, Zach's Street Gang crew. We were skating at the school, Government Hill, and Will Ingram had a board, had a Death Wish board that said Street Gang on it. And he was trying to land a trick, and he was like,
I just started yelling out,
Street Gang! Street Gang!
and it just stuck. So like we called it Street Gang. I mean, we didn't have a name for the video or anything, or like our crew, and then that just started sticking, and Ted started just slapping the logo on all the videos. So that's gonna be the name of the video and the crew, you know? So we're Street Gang. That's what I'd call the shop team, and that's kind of the idea is like we're not like a team, you know, this ain't like fucking football, you know what I mean? So we're like a gang, we're homies, you know what I mean? So we're like skating the streets, so it's Street Gang.
Just the vibes, man. Just like you get so many, I don't know, man. You get high off just like watching people get sick shit, dude. It's gnarly, man. Just like seeing somebody throw down a trick that you've watched them like try like hour and hour, days, and then they finally get it. And it's just so easy. It just like gets you hyped to get your trick going. Once you see that, man, you just feed off of each other. That's what I love, man.
Basically, long story short, Street Gang is new 2011. Get out of here. Call me Tree J, CJ, Walker, all whatever. I skateboard for a living. Peace out. Love you. Deuces. This hat. You my hat, fool.
Don't cost no money. Kids, mamas and papas too. Boom, shaka like a boom. Tell me who to sock it to. To the left, to the left. Now slide, baby, slide. Come on, let me see your tootsie roll, tootsie pop, stop, go, hot, cold, cool attention deficit. Too legit to quit. Hula, hula, moolah, holy moly's, bodie, oldies, body, yaddy. Shake that body for me, for you. So you tell me what you wanna do. Babaloo, babaloo, no desi, get ready. Heavy light, who do you like? Who do you love? Who do you lust? Who do you trust? No justice, just us. Jive shut, yum yuck, tummy tuck, bunny hop, money, money, money up, money, 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 money up, money, 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 money up.
Street Gang mission. We're going to the Wasilla Skate Park. So we're gonna meet the gang out there and shred the park.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down and look back again.
It's good.
Woo. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you're through